And welcome back to another video with me, Meoni, for Final Fantasy XIV. You'll notice that I've just started a floors 21 to 30 of Heaven on High. There is a particular reason for that, mostly because it's something I've always wanted to do solo, and also I wanted to take the time to just chat with you guys. So I have my tea time, which is great and all, but I really wanted to do something else and just talk to you today, mostly about 5.3 and upcoming stuff, but at the same time just to address a few things and be a little bit more informal perhaps than I usually would be. So we're doing this on our Red Mage. We're not very good at Red Mage, just to point that out there. It's just something to do whilst I chat to you, and we are of course doing it live, as you can probably tell in the background there if we jump around here. There we go. So the current world situation, not great from any stretch of the imagination. We've just had the coronavirus thing that's not gone anywhere, in my personal opinion. The likelihood of future spikes is there. Apparently the summer kind of prevents the disease from sometimes working or something. I don't know. Heat and humidity is apparently supposed to be a massive turn-off for the virus, or so I hear. But then I am listening to stuff like the BBC News in my country, so it's anyone's guess, right? There's so many unknown quantities about the virus that are still kind of puzzling people, and yeah, it's a great time to be alive, isn't it? 2020. We currently have the other situation with obviously the riots in America and things. I just personally hope that people are keeping as safe as possible, but sometimes safety isn't the answer, as we all know. My god, that room's full of garbage. Right, let's carry on. And we've got to try and make decent time, because it took me about 5 minutes to actually start the recording, because there was planes flying over. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about my current experiences with things, and then we'll get back onto the 5.3 discussion. So, more recently, as you might have known, England pretty much lifted the majority of restrictions on things. And as a result of that, we've had some really quite amusing reactions from the general public. Amusing is the way I'm to describe stupidity. Basically, we've had house parties. In the news, there was sex orgies with footballers. This was actually during the lockdown, as far as I can remember. We have members of the government basically, doing their own thing regardless of the lockdowns. And more recently, we've had, like I say, house parties and street parties. One of the ones I witnessed the other day was basically this street near where I live in the opposing town, which is where I go to upload my videos more recently, because of their 4G hotspot is really, really nice, and it will only take me like half an hour as opposed to 8 hours to upload a video. Can't always do it, but it is definitely a really, really beneficial thing. We're having like pool parties in the middle of the street, so they would basically move all of their garbage bins to the center of a road to prevent cars from running them over, which, yes, I know is a ludicrous thing, like cars on a road, who'd have guessed? And then they were basically getting paddling pools meant for children and putting them in a row in the center of the road. And basically, there was just a big free-for-all. There was barbecues on the street. It was kind of hilarious. And I'm sat there going, oh, maybe my window's open too much. I don't want people to cough in the window accidentally and give me coronavirus. Meanwhile, there's people half naked splashing around in the middle of a street together, doing wrestling moves in the water, kids, old people, you name it. It was basically a free-for-all. If you were the virus, you'd be like, that's some tasty human. Or at least I would be if I was the virus. It's a good job I'm not the virus, isn't it, really? But apparently heat and humidity is a massive turn-off for the virus, like we say. So maybe everything's fine. Up until it drops in temperature again, and then we're pretty much all screwed. At least in this country. Japan recently had a second spike, as far as I'm aware, which is obviously very unfortunate. The whole thing is a massive travesty. We still have no idea what this virus thing even is. There's no cure for it. And for as long as that remains the case, I'm afraid my external activities from the office are pretty limited. I am basically going to isolate myself away from as much of that as possible. it's not a good idea, I don't think, to just treat it as if everything's gone away. If you have the option to not, then I still think you should not, you know, in terms of going out there. Still do my groceries and stuff, go around the shop, and unfortunately it's hay fever season. That was the other thing that I thought was quite humorous. So I'm sneezing, and as you could probably tell in my voice, I'm a bit nasally. That's because I suffer from hay fever every year, as most people do that I know. And your eyes basically turn into a sticky, horrible mess and go red, and looks like you've been smoking weed for like 5 hours. And then your nose is just a river, and your throat just feels like a fireball every time you swallow. It's wonderful. I've been taking antihistamines, or whatever they're called, like the allergy tablets. They seem to work to some extent, or at least they clog my nose a bit. They prevent it from leaking as horrifically as it has been doing. It's my only source of sort of getting away from it. I often wash my eyes repeatedly. I try to keep the windows shut, but it is an incredibly warm summer already, as you probably already notice if you're, well, yeah, anywhere really, but especially in England. We're getting a really tasty heat wave. I love the heat. I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not going to be the traditional British person moaning about everything, or at least not the weather. Everything else can be moaned about, I think. It's fair game. But yeah, I had a really funny experience the other day. So like I say, the opposing town I go to upload videos at. So that involves me putting a laptop at the side of me on a passenger seat. I put the videos onto the laptop from my main computer once they're rendered, and I'll drive out there now that the restrictions are, you know, lowered enough where I can actually get in a car without somebody trying to pull me over. And I drive to that town, and there's a little lay-by pull-in opposite an area, like a series of shops, and it has a really good 4G connection. That's all I'm gonna say, right? It's, well, I say really good. It's like tops out at about 15 meg down, okay? Sorry, up. 15 up, and about like 30 down, which is really, really good. But 15 up is amazing compared to the fact at home I have less than 1 up. And on most days that's like even it's like 0.5 something, like 5.8, which is not good, especially for a YouTuber. So as you can see, this is why in the past videos have taken a lot longer, and especially during the lockdown it's been an absolute nightmare. Essentially videos would be compressed further so I could actually upload them in a timely-ish manner. I had to compress them quite a bit, in fact. And then it would take about 8 hours to upload stuff. So I was trying to make videos a couple of days in advance. Now I'm just making them at the moment. I'm trying to take a bit of a break from that. As you can probably tell, it's quite an exhausting process. You have render failures and stuff. So I'm coping with stuff the best I can. Anyway, back to my story. So there I am, laptop at the side of me. I drive up to the town. I pull into like the lay-by. I start to upload my videos. So there I am absolutely sweltering. It's one of the hottest days on record. So I open both my windows either side of me. And then of course, yes, I forget about the allergy situation. But then there's the dilemma. Would I rather burn to death in humidity where I didn't have a drink and just basically sweat out for the remaining hour and a half I needed to upload my video there on that 4G connection? Or would I open the window and risk sneezing to death? Well, I didn't think about it and I opened the windows. So social distancing is rather hilarious in England at the moment. People are just not exercising it, okay? Might be in the workplace, but on the streets, people are just completely oblivious. Or at least in my local area, people are oblivious to anything, basically. Anything that they can just pretend is a hoax or something. You know, that they pretty much think that the coronavirus is nothing. You know, these aren't the people that have actually talked to anybody who works in a hospital. Wow, yay, we're an otter. Woo! I love being an otter. Look at the hat when it flops down. Isn't that adorable? I don't know how many people have done this. Probably everyone, right? Anyway, so I'm saying, I've got my windows open. Pollen starts to drift across. I suddenly realize I'm getting the sneezes. So there I am, entering into like the 8th sneeze fit of the day. And by sneeze fit, I mean I sneeze about 16 times in a row, to the point where my nose starts bleeding, or you know, too much information probably, but it's pretty bad, right? I suffer pretty badly when I have direct contact with that amount of pollen. And it's been, like, the pollen rates have been ridiculously high thanks to the humidity and the breeze. Oh my God. Just thinking about it wrecks my brain right now. So there I am with my windows open, and there's these people that like to walk really close to parked cars, almost in a fence of a car being parked there, even though it's completely legal. I don't know if you get that in your countries, but people give you this dirty look like, oh, you're parked here, even though the pavement is, you know, the other side of a road, the sidewalk, I should say, right? There's a sidewalk on the other side, but they're choosing to walk on the side with no sidewalk at the side of a road where cars are being parked. It's the countryside. People are weird, right? This is how we deal with stuff in the country. Basically, we don't. We just pretend we do. And you've got these people walking so close to cars, but I have the perfect solution to anybody walking too close to my car, right? It's just simply accidentally have a sneezing fit when this old woman walks past, right? Because basically she goes, oh my God, gives you the dirtiest look, steps as far away from the car as possible into moving traffic in the road. I'm not even kidding. This actually happened. And she goes running across to the other side of the road, giving me dirty looks and swearing, and then walks down the sidewalk on the opposite side after numerous cars have to slam their brakes on to avoid her. And I'm thinking to myself, is this woman for real? It's like she's instantly thinking because I'm sneezing, but I've got coronavirus. And it's the most amazing repellent ever. I'm not even kidding. It's the best thing ever. It really is. You want to socially distance from people? Just pretend you're sneezing. It sounds bad, but people ain't going to listen. And you don't want coronavirus? Just pretend you're sneezing. But in my case, I was actually sneezing because of this stupid allergy to pollen, amongst other things. I don't know. Whatever's out there. Ugh, horrible pollen season. Nastiness. I never used to be a sufferer of this, but I suppose as you get older, the more frail your immunities become, right? Or something like that. But it happened numerous times as well. Like, I would be sneezing, and I'd see people that are coming close to the car. They would literally just wait a few seconds and cross over to the other side. They were not risking it. But at the same time, I see them walk past somebody else further down the sidewalk or something, you know, perfectly fine. There's no 2 meter gap, nothing. And they're like, hello, oh, hello. It's like, old people are weird, dude. I'm just going to say it right now. I don't understand why that was a decision that was made. Oh no, how dare he come outside and sneeze to pollen. It's worrying times, right? It's worrying times. The worst of it is when you really need groceries and it's pollen season during this whole pandemic thing. Oh my God. When you go into, like, I go into the local Sainsbury's, which is a supermarket chain in this country, if you didn't know. And I'm like, we really need bread. We really need this stuff. And I don't want to, like, force my mum to do the shopping, basically. You know, she's getting on a bit. If anyone's going to be vulnerable to this crap, it's going to be her. But the worst feeling is when you go inside a supermarket and there you are, you're down like the groceries or something, you know, lots of open fruit and veg. And then suddenly you feel it come and you're like, oh God, there's lots of people around me. There is the 2 meter lines on the floor that people are, I mean, vaguely enforcing. I mean, they're really not, but... And then there it is. You try to hold back the sneeze, and there's that 60-mile-an-hour sneeze just basically crippling itself against your insides, and you're trying desperately to not let it out. And all you can muster is a like that. But that's enough to put everybody on red flag alert, right? We go to DEFCON 4. People are now going, oh my God, this person might have coronavirus. Suddenly, the 2 meter distancing, oh, it's being enforced just automatically by their willpower. It's amazing what it takes, though, for people to suddenly actually do what they're supposed to do in a supermarket. But the dirty looks you get, the horror in people's eyes, that, oh my goodness, this person, they're in a store sneezing. It's like, I'm covering my mouth. I have, you know, a handkerchief. I have antiseptic wipes. If I do sneeze into my hand, I'm going to clean it. And I'm certainly not going to be touching any fruit and vegetables, right? you know, the other week I wore gloves. I refused to touch anything with my hands, especially trolleys. What do they call them in America? Buggies or carts? Somebody told me that they're called buggies and carts. Yeah, we call them... oh, shit. We call them trolleys in the United Kingdom. I don't know why, because they're trolleys. There you go. More you know if you're not of the British descent. Then there's a bit of trivia for you. Oh, wow, I'm making quick work of these dudes. I thought that was going to be a panic moment, but nah, not so much. But yeah, it's amazing how quickly people just throw a wobbly at you, really. It's like, oh, this person's got coronavirus. There's no, like, sort of, like, sympathy or compassion in these people. It's just, I will only enforce rules when they are applicable to me. And I think that says a lot about civilization and society as a whole, doesn't it? If you think about current situations, it's I'm not going to say anything unless it pertains to me. I'm not going to do this because it doesn't pertain to me. I think that's such a weird way of living your life. But this is also the reason why I play a lot of games and don't talk about this stuff usually in my videos, because I think a lot of people probably feel the same. They just don't want to say it. But yeah, here we are in heaven on high, a nice pleasant place where there's no pollen, or at least there wouldn't be if my window wasn't open. But I'm trying desperately to hold back any potential coughs or sneezes, as you would imagine. So we're on what, floor 28? Not bad. We should be at the boss soon, and we're only going to go to the boss and a little bit probably past it. No, we'll probably end at the boss. Give me time to get some water, and we might continue this in the future. Just going to have a sip of tea, don't mind me. Yeah, I do like freeform videos. It's a lot of fun. It gives me a great sort of idea of what it might be like to stream. They said to me, if you can talk for hours to yourself, then you'd be a good streamer. I think I've proven that on more than one occasion now. It's not that I love the sound of my own voice, I just love talking to people. It's really difficult when I can't see a chat and seeing what other people are saying to me. And I think that's the biggest hurdle that I've got that other people have access to. It's really unusual for somebody to have such terrible internet and get 60,000 subscribers, by the way, on a YouTube channel. I'm just letting you know that. It's practically unheard of. Oh, hello there. You've got 2 patrols. Lovely jubbly. I didn't see you boys with your spinny wheels. Just going to let you know right now, I absolutely adore Heaven on High and Palace of the Dead. I said in the tea time how much I was missing it and its experience gain. Oh, it's so good, man. It's so good. So we've actually got, what, 3 strengths? We'll use one of the strengths. That'll do. And we're on the boss now. We'll make slow work of him. We've got the strength buff, though. But we haven't got any, like, magicites, which is kind of crap, honestly. But we've got plenty of floors to get those. I'm going to keep my progress after this run. And we'll see how far we can go in future videos where I do this. But really, I just wanted to chat and talk to you guys as if I actually had friends. A lot of people are in the same situation as me. So, might as well have a chat about it. Let's go over here. This looks nice. Away from a proximity area for the most part. Yeah. Get ourselves healed in a sec, though. Gotta avoid the line. Avoid the line AoE. Do not want to die there, Monsieur Hiroku. I have no idea. It was like a cross between French, Indian, and some other language, wasn't it, that? Another thing I want to talk about is that you guys should totally hop onto my Discord. It's publicly accessible. You can give yourself a viewer rank. I hang out there occasionally. Not all the time, but sometimes we talk in the open voice channels. We have a safe for work area and a not safe for work area. I always feel like a little bit worried when I label something as not safe for work. That's mostly to cover my back, because some of the topics that people talk about are obviously, sensitive, and some people might take offense to them. So we have a safe area where we talk about safe things, and then there's a not safe for work area, and I think that's the best practice, really. because especially if you are at work, we don't want you to get into trouble for talking about silly things or accidentally unplugging your headphones or whatever, or reading a channel that isn't suitable for your work environment. So I've tried to label it as best as possible, but we have plenty of different communities in there. We've got over 1,000 people from various different servers. Maybe not all of them are actually actively typing or talking, but there's a lot of really, really nice people there, and I value the lurkers more than anything else. You'll hear streamers say that often. We really do value the people that, you know, even if you don't say anything or want to constructively add to anything, you're just there to be a fly on the wall. That's fine. I used to be like that when I was a lot younger, so there's nothing I can say against that at all. Now look at this cluster. Oof. Let's just go over here, I guess. At least we'll only get hit by one of them, in theory. There we go. Let's use Corpora Core to get behind. We'll do a quick heal. This boss is pretty much toast, though. It's not bad. We've got 37 minutes on the clock. Easy peasy. It's going to be a lot tighter as we go up, but hopefully we get some magicite and stuff to make that easier. We'll see. I've never completed a solo run of this or Palace of Dead, so that will be quite amusing. But yeah, thank you for watching this pretty bad gameplay of a red mage. Like I say, I'm not very good at all. This is just an excuse for me to come and do something and record live and talk to you all. Hopefully my dulcet tones and boredom hasn't killed you off too easily. But yeah, for more like this, subscribe to the channel. We'll have more freeform activities going forward. I think people do like to see some live reactions to things and some gameplay. So we'll include that alongside the usual guides and, you know, edited stuff. But thank you kindly for watching. I'll see you all. There's my bow. There's my bow. And I'll see you all next time. There's the wave as well. Goodbye. Bye-bye. What a weird life I live, eh?